We were coming up on the 15-minute mark. I can't go past that. So this is causing, I'm telling you, and this is, so these are the kinds of stories that I keep up with. I don't keep up with the news. I don't keep up with all the bullshit. I don't keep up with what's in trending and what's cool and what's hot and what's new. What I'll do is I'll pay attention to something like this, and then I will follow it as the mainstream media fucking says, the government said everything's okay, nothing to see there, and they're on to the next fucking thing. Well, I sort of just hang around and I go, well, let me see if anybody's covering. And a lot of times nobody is, and I sit there and I'm going, oh my God, I can only wonder what the fuck is happening to those poor people from that poor fucking town, you know? It's disgusting. This shit happens all the fucking time, guys. But this one was big, and this one got caught. They tried sweeping it under the rug, but people caught on too quick. It affected too many people in certain ways. So what they did was they burned these chemicals up so that way they could get that rail line running again. That's all the railroad wanted to do. They were like, they knew that a toxic chemical spill like that would take years. It's an environmental disaster. They would have to shut the railroad down. The railroad would be shut off. It would be a disaster. And this happens, dude, this happens all over, all the fucking time. You just don't hear about it. It gets swept under the rug. So this one, I'm just saying, if you guys really want to see something go down going down, because what happened was, so this almost happened, like I said, 3 weeks ago. The media covered it. They burned it within like a couple days, I think. And within a few days, within a week, they were trying to brush it under the rug and say booty gig and all these bullshit. They were like, doing their double speak and doing their little meetings and not answering any questions. Well, nobody let it go, and it's been blown up. You know, people were talking. And then what has exacerbated this is that they were shipping these chemicals. So now they got people in Texas talking. They were shipping the chemicals to Texas, to Michigan, all over the fucking place. And now, so people are going, and then people in states in between are sitting there going, wait the fuck a minute. So that means that fucking tractor trailer, they're shipping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these tractor trailers all over. And people are sitting there in between in these in-between states and going, that live next to these highways. And they're going, well, what if that tractor trailer flipped? You know, because we got a bad, like 81 right here is a main thoroughfare, north to south thoroughfare right here. And there's a stretch, like a 10-mile stretch, they call it death trap. Because so many fucking tractor trailer accidents, for some reason, for some weird reason, that 10-mile stretch of 81 right there is a death trap there's constantly. So that's what I'm saying. Like these people, like people like me that live in areas like that are sitting there going, when they found out that they were shipping these fucking toxic shit all over the fucking place, haphazardly, quietly, not letting anybody know. Man, this is bad, guys. This is really bad. So what it did was it awakened other people because they're like, wait the fuck a minute. So what it's doing is it's pricking all kinds of spirits and souls. Humans are wanting to be humans and get out of their fucking programming and out of their fucking little worlds and go, oh shit. Just because this happened in Ohio and I live in fucking Kansas doesn't mean it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? We're all affected. This is what I mean when I say we're in it together. This is what I mean. This is the kind of shit I mean. This is what I mean by we're all in it together. Because this shit is going to affect everybody. The dioxins in the air from blowing this shit up. Guys, you know how many people are going to be affected? They need to start keeping track right now, today, of within a 500-mile radius, 800-mile radius of that fucking disaster site. They need to start keeping track today of all kinds of things. Cancers, you know, weird cysts, lumps, breathing disorders, all kinds of shit. This needs to be documented, but they're not going to. They're not going to, and they're going to do. In fact, they're going to right behind, and they're telling these hospitals already, don't be keeping track. They're going to mark it all as this virus thing. You know what I mean? It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. But this is how it happens. And this is, I'm telling you, that Paradise thing was unreal. Those people that covered that, they're gone. I don't even know where those people are anymore. They disappeared. And it was disgusting. I mean, you want to talk about, they were showing literal footage of trees burning from the inside out. The inside of the tree on fire and the outside of the tree not. They were showing footage of trees, cars parked along roadways completely burnt out, just the frame sitting there, just completely burnt out, and trees standing not even touched right next to the car. Paradise was really something, guys. That shit was no fucking joke, man. People, the people burned alive in the car just as skeletons. The frame of the car and people as skeletons in their vehicles in traffic trying to get out of there. And what it was they were doing they were DEW weapons, directed energy weapons from the sky. They were showing the goddamn no forest fires going on, and people were catching on camera the blue beam coming down, and all of a sudden fires happening. Spontaneous. It was all over the place. I just looked up on Google right before I did this video, and I just typed in Paradise, California. I just want to see, because I never even looked at what mainstream said. I mean, I realized it was disgusting. I sat there and watched a whole town get destroyed and disappear, and nobody, it just got swept under the rug. Everybody just kept on going to work to pay their taxes to continue this insanity. Man, yeah, and that was disgusting, dude. And that's why, like, this Palestine thing in Ohio, it just reminds me so much of this Paradise, because they did the same thing in Paradise. It's just, oh, the experts got it. No worries, no worries. You know, nothing to see over here. And that's what they're doing with this Palestine thing. And what they did was they pulled out the stops, right? So just a couple days ago, I think it was, Trump came. Trump, and acting like he was helping and doing all this stuff. And that's what I'm saying is that is all a distraction. They had to send him. He was the next character that had to go. I mean, guys, this is a script, is what I'm saying, because it was his turn. And whoever's turning is next, they're just going to continue to pull out the stops as they have to keep this, to get this swept under the rug. Because what they're trying to do is now they're trying to turn all those Trump supporters. They don't want them paying attention to this underground media that is doing the real reporting. They now want them to just go back into their going to work to pay their taxes, to keep the wars going, keep all this shit going, and then coming home and just being like, okay, let me check on the people in Palestine. Yep, Steve Bannon and Trump said it's okay. Everything's okay. Okay, let me turn on my football. Let me turn on my sports programming. Let me turn on my TV programming. Let me do this. Let me find this distraction. So, this is a perfect example of this bamboozlement and how this game plays out, and how the only way it's able to play out is because they have us so busy with our lives and all the distractions. I mean, God, this was 3 weeks ago, guys. I don't know. I don't pay attention to anything else. And I haven't even bothered trying to pick up on any other news at all whatsoever on anything, because this is enough for me. This in my regular life is enough for me. And so I approach this as like, almost like my own journalist, like a critical thinking individual, right? And common sense thinking individual, and seeing how, when you see the mainstream media interview somebody, how fake I mean, how fake it is. But when you see like a real true people interviewing other real true people, you see how that humanity, like if you were to actually talk to somebody, it reminds you of that. It doesn't remind you of watching a movie like, oh, that looks like just like a movie and everything looks okay. No, human to human interaction is different than a movie. It's not that mainstream news. It's not that heartless narrative. It's not that bullshit, man. No. No. I highly suggest, if you guys want to see a perfect example of how your government and the media and big business and local government and any kind of authority, what the links they go to sweep this stuff under the rug, I highly suggest you start taking a look at what's going on in East Palestine, Ohio. And I suggest you do not go to anybody who's got 500 million subscribers and go and has one video or two videos, and half the video is asking for donations, and half the video is telling you all the good that they're doing for the people of Palestine. No. Go to the videos where the people are on the ground, walking and talking with the people who actually live there. And don't forget the fact, guys, that just a few months ago, I don't know the movie, but I guess it came out on Netflix a few months ago, some stupid movie that pretty much told this whole narrative of what the fuck was going to happen is transpiring in East Palestine, Ohio right now. And that movie was filmed on location right there in that same area a few months ago with people from the town acting in the movie. Guys, so you just got to keep all this in mind. Sandy Hook was the same fucking way, man. That Sandy Hook shooting, that whole town was the same way. That whole town was a made-up town. That whole town was like a CIA made-up town. It's all bullshit. It's all programming, guys. It's all programming. That's all it is. It's all programming. That's all it is. It's all programming. And I just wonder, like, because, you know, I'm not even going to, I don't even want to go into all these rabbit holes. I just want to keep it very simple. I just want to keep it simple. I'm not going into a million fucking, because this leads into a million fucking rabbit holes. And I'm not going into them. And I'm just going to keep it simple. And I just want you guys to know that you can use your own discretion and your own common sense and your own critical thinking and your own humanity to sift through all the bullshit. But you have to, it requires attention. It requires time. It requires your presence. You know, you can't just think that you're going to pick up on this stuff sitting there scrolling through shit and only having like 15 seconds to devote to things. It's not going to happen like that. Guys, they are banking on your distraction to only be, they are banking on your attention only to be held for 15 seconds, you know, maybe a minute before your distraction. You need something else. So if you are like that and you are having those problems with yourself and you have not healed in that way, and you have extreme anxiety when it comes to things like that, and you are unable to sit down and process information, then this isn't going to make sense to you. And you need to go turn on your mainstream media and get whoever you follow, you know, whoever you put your trust and your faith and your belief in, and so that way you can turn off all your common sense and all your own critical thinking, because you're so busy with your job, and it takes away, you know, having to critically think through things takes away from your time that you need personal time to yourself in the evening, or to take care of your kids or whatever, your house, whatever your responsibilities are, or to work your second job. And why? To continue to pay the taxes and the fines to keep this madness going. That's what I'm saying. It's all a big circle. It's all related. It's all interwoven, and you can't do anything. Look, you can't do anything about the people in Palestine. What are you going to do? What you can do is start your healing. Because when this shit comes to a town like yours, which it's bound to at some point in time, because like I said, we're just talking about the people in Palestine. We're not even talking about all the little towns, all the hundreds of little towns in Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Maryland, everywhere, all over around that town that are being affected by this right now. And that's what I'm saying, is that, no, maybe, I'm not saying, oh, Richard, well, I can't do anything about that, so why would I worry about it? I'm saying that this is important because you need to integrate how this world works, how this realm works, in order to understand the importance of why being vigilant and sober-minded and keeping yourself in a space of critical thinking is very important. Because otherwise you will just continue to unknowingly feed into their systems, and people like this are just sacrificed. It's called a sacrifice. They're being sacrificed because your attention, you know about it, but you could care less because your attention is immediately being drawn to some stupid other celebrity gossip. You know what I mean? So it's just being aware. And I just want to do this video. That's why I want to do it. I feel that it's important because it's all tied in. It's all literally all tied in together. This is the little fucking, that's all I wrote. You know what I mean? That's a human. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm coming to people as humans, you know? But this is how shit gets swept under the rug, guys. And they're trying to do it. Trump was in and out of there. And I guarantee, I don't know, but I guarantee he's telling all his followers, everything's going to be fine. You know, we're going to get them the support they need. They just need to vote for the right president. That's why they got to get the right president. I mean, it's a joke, guys. That's disgusting. This dude Trump is just as disgusting as this dude Biden. There's no difference. These people are using you. They don't care about you. Wake up.